Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and also thank you for staying, of course, with the lovely Stephanie for your previous hour, which was fabric painting. It looked incredible. I caught a glimpse of that as well while I was setting up for this one, and I just want to sit down and do the exact same. It looks beautiful. But thank you for joining us. If you joined us, this is Makeover Monday, but if you joined us on Saturday, we had a sellout show, which was, of course, our highlight crafts Cadence Takeover Hour with, of course, the brand new metallic set, which completely sold out, bar 4 sets. I'm going to be completely honest with you, 4 sets have bounced back for those who may have not checked out. Okay, there's now only 3. If you want to go at those, because I know I've been inundated with comments, and if I haven't got back to you just yet, I do apologise, it will happen this week. They did sell out, and I've had so many people saying, oh, the schedule changed, I missed it, I didn't quite get those paints. If you want to get hold of a set that was here at the weekend, only 3 of them remain. It's Shop Bright if you want to get hold of those. I will go through with you how to shop in just a few seconds, because I just wanted to get that off at the start, because they are going to go, and they are the final curtain call on that set. For now, that's all we had in stock. And I did mention on that Saturday show, if there was any remaining today, that would be the reason, and that's exactly the reason for it. Maybe someone forgot to check out. I really do apologise if you did, because of course that was your only chance. Okay, before we get into it, this is Makeover Monday, and in Makeover Monday we get to share, well, of course I get to share with you, because of course I'm here on my own, but not in the studio on my own. I've got the lovely Sophie with me. Hi Sophie. And then I've got the lovely Lauren as well, producing our show today. It is wonderful to have your company, but this of course is Makeover Monday, where we get to spend 2 hours with you, right through up until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which seems like so far away, but then honestly these shows go like that. Of course today we've got mosaics, and we also have another brand new set of metallic paints from Cadence. Now this set here, 50% of the bright has already gone. They're probably going to go. Okay, so that's them gone. Shop Bright if you want to get hold of them. We have got a brand new set that we weren't going to launch for a couple of weeks. Now, for those of you joining us this morning, if you want to shop with us and you want to get hold of these incredibly, very fast-moving products, here is how to shop, okay? All you need to do is type in the codes that we share with you that are related to the product. So for this one, it is Shop Highlight. This is your set of 6 brand new, never seen before highlight tones here from Cadence, okay? I'm going to go through the colours in a few moments and more details as we go through the show, because we've got 2 hours to do that, okay? But we are streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and of course our website itself. So type in your comments if you're watching us on Facebook into the live stream, so Shop Highlight will automatically enter that into your basket. You can then go directly to your messages after the show, so at 1 o'clock, click on the link and it'll redirect you straight over to the Highlight Crafts website, where you can check out your baskets. Okay, now just before you do check out your baskets, do ensure to log into your account, and you get an extra 10% off your order, and you also get free postage when you spend over £35 with us here at Highlight Crafts, being a club member. Now, with all of that in mind, of course, we've got incredible exclusive offers that are a great benefit of being a club member, but this show really is quite, should I say, been brought forward a few weeks. So this here for you today is the first time ever you are seeing this brand new selection of 6 fabulous metallic paints from Cadence. In here you've got the beautiful, beautiful powder pink, tones you've never seen before. 10% of this bundle is now already, sorry, am I reading that right? Okay, 30% of this bundle is now already in allocation. I'm having deja vu from Saturday, everybody, because if you did unfortunately miss out on the weekend's collections, as I said, in a few months' time we will be bringing them back, but this here for you is another set that didn't go with those. They didn't, of course, get launched at the same time. We were holding on to these and we wanted to share with them in a couple of weeks, but we, of course, just didn't anticipate how fast the stocks were going to go. Okay, the Shop Bright, so your fabulous bright tones, they have now gone, okay? If they are sat in your baskets, I really do recommend you check out, because the ones that you've got were allocated in somebody's basket, but unfortunately they didn't check out. So just want to make that clear for you. So this set here, you've got the wonderful powder pink, you've got a never seen before wonderful salmon colour. I'm just going to take the lid off this so you can actually see the tone inside it. Look at this beautiful, wonderful pastel, almost apricot colour inside there. I'll do some swatches for you, and we'll do some blending and some fabulous, hopefully really, really extravagant demos throughout the show. We also have the wonderful polished gold. We've then got in here your wonderful aqua. It's like a baby blue colour. It is luxurious. They're so creamy and opulent. I'm going to tell you, of course, what makes these so different to any other paint we've shared with you previously. You also in there have your bright silver. Now, your bright silver is different from any other paint in the entire collection because this one here has your glitter that runs through it. So inside there, you'll get an ultra sparkle, which is honestly incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Then here you also have your pearl, which is your highlight tone. Of course, bringing together the set of 6 highlight colours here. Now, this here for you is shop highlight. You're getting 6 paints in total, so 6 70ml pots. It's just £29.95. That's our introductory offer price for you today. That is the live show price. You're saving £5.99, so essentially you're getting a bottle free because they're £5.99 each. And then when you check out as a Highlight Crafts Club member, you'll get an additional 10% off that, making it roughly around about £27. That is unbelievable. For 6 brand new, never seen before colours here at Highlight Crafts. We have never stocked these. You will not have these in your stash already. If you do, I don't know how, because that's physically impossible. This here for you is a selection of beautiful tones. Now again, what makes these different? I've actually grabbed this gentleman over here, and I did this last night, and I was just working into it. It's not finished yet, still some more layers to blend on this, but I started working in with the pink, with the golds, with the blue, with that apricot tone, and blending them all together on this ornamental piece. Now, of course, I just gessoed him jet black and started to work in with all of the colours and all of the tones, but notice how they all blend together. They are nothing like any other paint that we've shared with you here. They are an ultra refined metallic. Now, what I mean by ultra refined is that, of course, your Dora metallics have your crushed metal flakes in them. So you've got a reflectiveness and almost that Cinderella sparkle. With these, they're an incredibly sophisticated, luxurious, indulgent, polished finish where it almost burnishes on the surface. So when you're actually painting with them, it looks like it's been sprayed by an airbrushed gun. You don't get the brush marks when you buff it with a brush. Now, okay, everybody, a little update for you. 40% of the brand new paints launching here today is now in allocation. When I say it's in allocation, that means it's sat within your baskets. And I can most definitely promise you right now that the amount of you that are watching on today's show, there isn't enough for all of you, okay? We have got the entire stock loaded onto this show, but you were already shopping before we went live, okay? It was already busy in the moments building up to, of course, our live stream beginning. So it's probably going to go, okay? But that there for you is a little bit of an insight. But these paints, what can you do with them, okay? You can blend with them. You can turn them into a spritzer. You can act as if they're a gilding wax. They all merge together harmoniously, of course, within that selection. Now, if you did get a hold of your brights, your darks, or your floral collection, you'll notice also the tones blend through. So, for example, with your brights, you got your blue, but then in here you're getting your aqua. So you've got the complementary tones, which means that for every tone you've got inside here, you have a complementing aspect to work with in your previous bundle. Now, if you're sat at home going, well, I didn't get the previous ones, unfortunately, I couldn't get them, that's fine. These will still work independently as well as a beautiful selection of paints. Again, they are also waterproof, so you can use them outside in the garden for your plant pots, for your decorative items, for items that you want to display all year round, not just in your house, but outside your house too. Of course, always make sure to leave them 21 days to cure, but you can still work onto glass, onto wooden items, onto metal. You can paint them onto fabric, it's just not machine washable, so just want to put that out there. But again, you've got all those different surfaces which you can cover with this fabulous paint. It is honestly incredible. Now, 50% of these is already in allocation. This is the launch. This is the exclusive launch here at Live Shopping Highlight Crafts for you to get hold of this. It is Shop Highlight. You're getting 6 colours in here, $29.95. Incredible saving on there of $5.99, so essentially you're getting a bottle free, okay? Should be almost £36. You're getting that incredible saving already, and then of course an extra 10% off. So for under £27 at club discount today, you can be getting a brand new collection from Cadence. Now, I will share with you, of course, down the line in the future, we are also going to introduce additional colours to this range. So now is your opportunity to start collecting that library of colours. And of course, we introduced Cadence. Cadence is a brand we sometimes, and a lot of the time, share with you these paints, but don't always go into depth and detail of the brand itself. But They are a brand that we started working with here at Highlight Crafts from the very beginning, from years gone by, and of course in previous networks as well. And a fabulous brand at that. And of course, being a family business, they are really sort of, should I say, the whole forefront of their business is the paint, the customer, and of course the effect and finish, but also the cost-saving aspect. They formulate and actually produce and develop mediums that make them so cost-effective, but you can still get that professional finish. Now, of course, they have additional colours in their library, and we wanted to start sharing with you paints and mediums from Cadence in stages, so you had the ability to build up the knowledge, as did we, and then of course as you introduce them it allows you to expand on your creativity. So for example, bringing in the metallics, the acrylics, then the highlights, then the pastes, the mirror sprays, all of that, we're building that library from Cadence. This here is your next introduction to that expansive range of products. So shop highlight for 6 colours, of course, for $29.95. Unbelievable, unbeatable pricing on this one. Incredibly competitive, but at the same time, one that's going to save you a lot of money, okay? So make sure to go for them because we're only here today for this 2-hour special show up until 1 o'clock, and I do urge you to check out your baskets soon as the show has finished. You can check out your basket while you're watching if you want to and come back and build up another one, but I would definitely suggest checking out your basket soon as the show comes to an end. Right, shall we have a look at some of our other items on today's show? Because of course for you, we launched last week, at the start of last week, a fabulous brand new product from Creative. And we've got loads of hellos coming in as well. Massive hello to each and every one of you. It's wonderful to have your company. Oh, so many of you getting in touch. Fran says, good morning, Fran. Question, the aqua block, would it be good to put over my fabric and embroidery painting? That's a fabulous question. Yes, absolutely. What I would definitely do is do a small swatch maybe of your fabric painting and your embroidery, go over with the aqua block and see how it looks and reacts and see if you're happy with the result. It should and most definitely will work on that, but definitely give it a go and see how you feel about it. But yes, it's designed to cover and lock in all fibrous surfaces, so it should work perfectly fine with that one. Thank you for your question. Oh, fabulous. Judy just said, hi David, crew and crafters, just bought the new paints. Congratulations, Judy. It is fabulous to have your company and I'm so excited for you. With you all purchasing these paints, I must also ask you a big favour. Please do share on the Highlight Your Creativity page your makes, your creations of what you're doing with these paints. Of course, some of you may have already received yours now from the weekend. Please do get in touch and share with your makes. Of course, we would love to print them off and show them during the shows. So it's a great space to be able to share that creativity with you. The questions are flooding through and the comments are coming through as well. So I'm going to keep going through those because, as I said, we do have 2 hours together, which is wonderful. So treat it, if you like, as a bit of a Cadence clinic. Definitely get your questions in and get communicating with us. It's a space where we can, of course, share all of that knowledge with you. And what a better place to do it than, of course, on a Monday morning. So we're now going to go into this bundle for you. This is a cracking saving against it and also could introduce to you a completely brand new craft. This here is Shop Bundle. It's just £44.99. Okay, so Shop Bundle will get you this. And inside this bundle, you're getting a full 2 kilo box of your mosaic glass from Cadence, from Creative. So in here, you're getting all of these different colours, and it's like sea glass. It's completely buffed to the edges, so it's not sharp. Always do be cautious though when handling glass. You're also going to get 4 sanding blocks, ultra fine sanding blocks. I'll share with you the importance of these as we go through the show. You then also have the black resin cast as well, brand new resin cast, only launched 7 days ago here at Highlight Crafts, so brand new product for you there. Now, what this will do for you is enable you to create projects like this. Here is a glass hurricane vase. I've hot glued on all of the mosaic tiles. When I say all of the mosaic tiles, I used a portion of them. I still had loads left. I'll show you the box I used. And then use the resin cast as a grouting. Okay, but if you wanted to, you can set your mosaics into the bottom of your silicone molds. We do also have these on the show, and create fabulous mosaic stained glass effects and finishes inside the molds that you know and love. Of course, a lot of you will have already got hold of this last week, and you may be looking at this going, okay, I need to stock up on my resin cast. Absolutely, you can do that. You can go for additional bags of the resin cast itself. This here is Shop Black, and it's just £29.99 for this one here for you, okay? And also the tiles, maybe you want to go for the tiles on their own or stock up on an extra box. These, incredible price for 2 kilos here. This here is just £19.99 for all of these mosaics. It's Shop Mosaic to get hold of those. Now, mosaic work is an incredible, fascinating technique to be explored. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing it. It's one of my new favourite crafts to do. I've just popped a light bulb on the inside of here. You could put a tea light or something inside here, or some of your craft lights. Make Tiffany-style lampshades. Do your coasters. We've got wooden frames on the show, which you can put all of your mosaic into the bottom to create a fabulous finish. But this is a medium that we were so excited about bringing you here because, of course, we bought the white, which we do also have on the show. But with that, you add colours to it to pigment it, but you could never get it pitch black. This is the only way to do it. So that there for you is Shop Bundle for the entire Mosaics Bundle collection. Again, for a lot of you that are just joining us, maybe you're hopping on and joining us right this second and you missed the start of the show. I'm going to go back up here because, of course, we do today have for you a brand new launch of the Cadence metallic paints, okay? This here for you is the highlight set. In here you're getting a fabulous set of brand new 6 colours. It's shop highlight. You're saving £5.99 because it's only going to cost you £29.95. Unbelievable value for money here. It's incredible. Already really, really busy on that one. And of course, if you did, okay, so 60% of that is now in allocation. So it's incredibly busy. Thank you so much for joining us. Honestly, the weekend, Sophie was here as well over the weekend, weren't you, Sophie? Yeah. And it was just so busy. There was like smoke coming off Diane's pen when she was writing down all of the updates. And honestly, I couldn't keep up with her, and I don't think she could keep up with everyone at home. It was so busy, but it was wonderful to see your support. And of course, to see that, of course, you are now on that journey with Cadence, which is fabulous. So let's get into the rest of our show. And if there is any left, we'll come back here. Okay, so the white resin cast, okay? This here is shop resin. It's £29.99, okay? You're gonna get the full, as of course the black is the same weight, 800 grams, but this is the white configuration. So you can still use it in your molds, in your candle molds, all sorts of different moldings you can use these in. It's a completely water-based medium as well, which is fabulous because the only thing on top of this that you need is water. And it sets solid. It's got an acrylic polymer that runs through this as well, which gives it super strength. So it's not like plaster of Paris, which is brittle and can crack really easily. This here is a solid formation, as is the black one as well. To go for that, it's shop resin, $29.99. Okay, so here we have your glass cutter, okay? I'm just going to take a quick sip. Do bear with me a second. We now have your glass cutter as well, okay? Now, these are brilliant. We introduced these to the tool selection here. These are fabulous, okay? Oh, we've got some questions coming through as well. I'm going to go to my iPad. I am on my own today as well, so please keep me company. It is wonderful to have you. Let's have a little look. Diane says, good morning. I don't know if it's on the show today, but can you use the Cadence Crackle with the cut and foam? You can do, but I would definitely recommend using a brush when applying your crackle because you want a really nice streamlined layer. Sometimes with a sponge, it's harder to gauge the amount of crackle medium you're putting down, whereas a brush, you can physically see it being stroked onto the surface. So I would always recommend a flat brush with crackle medium. I hope that answers that for you, Diane. And of course, on the Highlight Crafts YouTube channel, you'll also see a video of me using some of the crackle mediums on there. You can check that out. It's free on the Highlight Crafts YouTube. We also have one as well from Fiona. Good morning, Fiona. It's fabulous to have you joining us this morning. David, is it a lampshade you've put the mosaics onto? What it actually is, Fiona, I'll show you quickly. It's a glass vase. I think it was a couple of pounds. It was like £2 or £3. I can't remember where I got it from actually, but whilst I was out, it might be probably like a charity shop. It's literally like a cylinder, a glass cylinder, like a candle holder, okay? And of course you could do them in any size. Just be cautious when you are using candles. I always recommend using battery powered lights and things. But that's all that is. So easy. You could use an acrylic one. The glass was just really nice because I knew it would, of course, retain, be fine to put a candle in. So I hope that answers that for you, Fiona. And then Fiona's bought my paint, sitting here playing with the mosaics. I have rheumatoid arthritis and can confirm that the glass cutter is really easy to use. When I ordered it, but it's so easy to use. Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for getting in touch. That's a really good point, Fiona. Yeah. So, of course, if you have dexterity issues and, of course, it's strenuous for you to use scissors or certain cutting instruments, these are perfect for that. Now, I'll quickly share with you the process of these just before we do go down our counter, just so you can quickly see. I do have my safety glasses with me today. I would definitely suggest wearing these, of course, just because if any glass does flick into the air, you want to protect your eyes, most certainly. For these here, it is shop glass. And this is for your glass cutter. Now, inside here, of course, you're going to be getting the cutter itself, and you do get the little sprocket there, the little spring that, of course, gives you that spring action between, of course, the two handles. Now, to use this, it's super simple and easy, whether you're left or right-handed. I am left-handed, but you put, of course, the glass, feed it into these two edges. Now, they're not sharp to touch. Of course, you're not going to cut yourself just by putting your hand on the edge of it, but all you do is hold on to it, point it down into the mosaic, and it just cuts it like that. It literally just cuts the glass super easy. So that means that with a piece like that, if you wanted to round it into a petal, you could just start to go into it and start to round it off into the edges of the glasswork. I'm doing this quite quickly, but you can see there how easily you can just cut. And do you know what? It's actually really addictive when you start working with it. And I love the noise it makes. There we go. So you can round pieces off like this, or if you wanted to cut one directly in half, take it through the center, and of course you get a nice straight edge with it, because that means you might be butting it up to the inside edge of a coaster. Now these for you, incredible value for money and really weighty as well. They're very, very durable and heavy duty. Of course, really easy to use because literally you could cut them with just 2 fingers. It's all about where the pressure is built up, of course, as these 2 rotating blades here, these discs actually meet. This one here for you is shop glass, and it's just $39.99. Already 10% of this is now in allocation. This is absolutely fabulous. I might keep the glasses on. And of course, with this one here, did it look weird? No, yeah, I'm going to keep them on. So this here for you is great. And you can use it, of course, within your mosaics to create shapes. I actually have a coaster here that I did in the last show, and we're going to finish this off today. But these ones that rotate around there, I cut those with the glass cutter to almost make like a little sunbeam, which is really nice. And of course, maybe with your mosaics, you're making a door plaque. Maybe in here it would have number 4 or something for a front door. You might want to have the glass cut perfectly to match in with those shapes, okay? Now, so that there for you is shop glass. That will get you your glass cutter. All right then. So as we're moving through our show today, we're now going to have a look at our glass bottles that we've got here. We've got 4 pink glass bottles. All right. Now, these are fabulous to have on the show. These are shop bottle, and these are UK only. Just want to put that out there so you're all aware of this. It's £12.99 for the 4 of them. Now, if you wanted to, you could strip the paint off of these because they will come pink, okay? They are sprayed on with that colour. We haven't painted them, that's how they come. But this here for you is 4 of these glass bottles, but these are brilliant if you're wanting to glue all of those mosaic tiles onto the surface of these and then grout it with that resin cast. You can use the black or the white for this, but they look perfect. They are resin bottles. They are mosaic bottles when you put them together. They're solid glass. Of course, you can put fairy lights inside them and illuminate them, but a fabulous opportunity for you to get 4 substrates for you to start working with. They are brilliant. And glass bottles, we get in, they go as quickly as they come in. So take advantage to get hold of all 4 of these today. Okay then, so from there, we've also got these jars. Now, I love these jars for many different reasons, but one that became really apparent to me whilst I was actually working with this system was dividing up the colours of the mosaics into their own assortments, and keeping them inside here was brilliant. So they come with a resealable lid, which means they're perfect for candle making if you want to make a candle from these. But say, for example, let's pretend all of this is the green colour. All of your green ones stay in your jars. I mean, when they're full of glass, they look amazing. Look at this. They look so cool. I love them to bits. So you could have all of these colour coordinated on your shelf with the right colours inside there. And for 4 of these glass jars, it's just £8.99. You get the lid, of course, which you could paint. You get, of course, the impression inside there, which, of course, gives you that nice airtight seal. If you wanted to, of course, you can make a candle out of them with the candle making kit we share with you. The lids screw on nice and tight and keep it sealed. You could also use them for mixed up paints. Of course, if you're going to wash them and sterilize them, you could use them within food as well. You could use them if you're making your own sauces, anything like that. But they are great to have for a crafter. I love those to bits. I've started collecting those and mixing my own pastes from my gessos, storing it inside there because, of course, with that fabulous cap on the inside, it keeps all of the moisture in there. So to get hold of those, you're going to get 4 glass jars with the lids and that resealable film. And of course, it's just £8.99. 10% of those are also in allocation. Now, I can imagine if you've gone for your mosaics or your paints today, these are a must-have because imagine painting them with those fabulous brand new colours as well. Think about glass jars painted with your metallics. They would look gorgeous. I promise you now, as soon as you get these paints home, you're going to be like me painting anything that's not bolted down, because that's exactly what I did. Hence, the assortment of stuff that has been painted. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got some more comments coming through, some more questions as well. It's wonderful to have your company, Bridget. I've got all the metallics now for you. Okay, a little bit of an update there for you, Bridget. You've got them all so far. Okay. All so far. This is, I'm going to be completely honest with you, this is everything that we've got. Like, there's no more here at the moment. But yes, you have now got everything. Congratulations, Bridget. You were in there and you got them. Good morning, Janet. It's wonderful. She's got to go to work, but have a good day, everyone. Oh, got to go to work. But I hope you have a good day at work, okay? And definitely, if you can do, join us later on because we've got shows all the way throughout the day today. And of course, we've got one this evening as well at 6 p.m, which I believe is with Stephanie this evening, which will be nice. Of course, oh, wonderful to have your company, Annette, today. She says, can you use a new highlight paint straight onto glass, or is it best to use gesso first? That's a fabulous question, Annette. So I have actually been going directly onto the glassware. I'll use this one here as an example, without a primer or anything at all. I've got a bit of the glass there left uncovered, so you could see that I just went straight on with the metallic paints. That there is actually 2 coats. It is a 1-coat coverage, but I always like to give 2 coats because it gives you a really nice solid finish. If you want a sheer finish, you can do and thin it down, but no, you don't need a primer for it. If you're going onto glass, just make sure to thoroughly wash it with like warm soapy water with like washing up liquid in. That's always the best go-to really, because washing up liquid, it breaks down any grease, anything that's on the surface, and let them get bone dry them with a microfiber cloth, something like that, so there's no dust on there. If you're painting a surface like acrylic or plastic, and you're finding that the paint isn't sticking, it's peeling off or it's scratching off. Some acrylics and plastics do repel paints, and in that case, yes, I would definitely use a primer. We do sell a Cadence plastic primer, which would be perfect. Or of course, if you didn't want it to be washable, you could just use a gesso, and that would work perfectly fine and give it a key for it to adhere to. So I hope that answers that for you, but it's a fabulous versatile paint. You may just find some glassware might want 2 coats. Lynn says they suit you, David. I may as well keep them back on then if that's the case. Might paint them actually, do some metallic glasses. Right, okay, so we have also got, I'm so glad we managed to get this on the show because this did, of course, evaporate on one of the shows, but we've managed to get it back together for you as a bundle. Now, what you're actually going to get in here is 2 stretched canvases, and they're black. They're gessoed black already, which is perfect for your metallics and, of course, your mosaics. But not only that, you're actually getting this. This here is a 2-pack. And in this 2-pack, you're actually getting 2 fabulous brand new palette knives from Artisan. Now, they are very, very wonderful to hold. Super smooth, slimline handles, very high quality and ultra thin flexed on your metalwork. So great for, of course, your grouting, great for mixing your paints with. I have fallen in love with using these. And of course, you've also got as well this one, which has got your indentations on either side, almost like these teeth. Great for, of course, adding that initial base layer for your grouting with your mosaics. But again, mixing your resin cast, this is my go-to because, of course, with these open areas, it gets all of the powder mixing with the water in one spot. You're going to get the palette knives and the 2 canvases for just £17.99. Now, these here do retail at about £15 on their own for the box of 2. So essentially, you're getting the canvases for just a couple of quid. Especially when you do check out as a Highlight Crafts Club member, you're going to get 10% off that price. So £17.99, it's shop canvas to get hold of your palette knives and 2 stretched wooden canvases. You can see they're a very high quality canvas that you're working with your Artisan canvases. Perfect bundle to go together for this very show. Okay, look, even listen to the noise. You can hear the proper good quality. Like a bit of that. Okay, so we've also got for you, okay, bit of a discount on that, bit of an update for you on that one, because it does have a discount. 10% of that is now already in allocation, so really busy on those ones too. As we're going through our counter as well, I love this because I can see on here all of the projects coming to life. I can see that I'm going to be using my paints with my bottles. I'm using my glass jars with my, of course, mosaic glass. I've then got my palette knives, which I use with the resin cast, then decorate with your, of course, metallics. Those metallics, plenty more tips and techniques to come throughout the show. Didn't want to give it all away in the first few moments, but there's loads to share with you because we also have things like varnish on the show where you can make your own metallic varnish. Just saying. Loads to be explored there. But let's get back into where we were because we now also have for you, these are brilliant. Now, these here are your frames, okay? This is shop frame. It is £19.99. In here, you're gonna get 4 of each frame. You've got 4 of the rectangle, okay? And you've got 4 of the square. Now these are a glass panel frame, so you've got your panel of glass inside there. They do also have their easel on the back. These are fabulous. I would pick these up for like £2-3.99 on their own each in a craft shop. You then also get a pack of these. These are brilliant, okay? You need these because you can use them with your scan and cut. They're perfect for grouting. You get 3 different sizes. I'll just grab mine for you. You can see I've been using mine quite a lot. You get 3 different sizes to use. I'm using all of the sizes for varied projects, but it means when you've got your actual grout and your tiles down, you just go straight over the top and you actually get rid of any excess. You can also use them with your stenciling. They're ultra fine to the tip and they have a flex to them as well, which makes them great for, of course, your mosaic projects like this, so that when you're going over each tile, you can see how the actual trowel molds to the indentations of the glass, so it keeps it perfect. Look there, you can see how it lifts. So it's getting that perfect shape over each piece of glass. If this was rigid and too solid, it would miss them, and so it would mean that some pieces of glasses would stay covered. This is the perfect tool to do it, okay? It's got that flex that you need. So you're gonna get a pack of 3 of those, and you're gonna get the 8 wooden frames. Incredible value for money there, because that there is only gonna cost you for all of that £19.99. And I just briefly shared with you this little project that we did the other week, but how cute is this? Imagine having these as gifts. They're so easy to make. Took me, well, I made this one during the show. We gave the other one away. It took minutes. We then actually glossed it with that Aquastone Cadence varnish as well to give it that ultra glossy finish. We are already half an hour into our Monday Makeover Monday show here at Highlight Crafts. Really, really busy this morning, so thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so, I love these. Okay, so, shape here for your 4 basic shapes. This here is, of course, your silicone mouldings. And inside here, in fact, I'm going to share with you mine. I've got mine down here as a stash. I've got my square, my oval, I've also got my hexagon, my circles in there somewhere. These here for your coaster molds, okay? So use these with, of course, your resin cast. You're going to get all 4 shapes, your oval, hexagon, circle, and square. This here is shop shape, okay? It's £14.99 for all 4 of them, okay? So you can get 4 silicone mouldings. These are ultra flexible, very durable. You can use warm and cold product inside here. Easy release as well, completely made from silicone. $14.99 for a set of 4 molds. That's a crazy price. If you're getting on the trend with your mosaics, if you're working with whether it's UV resin, epoxy resin, all that sort of stuff, these work brilliantly with all of that. And of course, for setting your mosaic tiles into, they look brilliant. Look at this. It is dreamy to work with. I'm obsessed with this new craft that we're doing here at Highlight Crafts. So to be part of that journey, make sure to get a hold of your mouldings to make, of course, your coasters, because you're going to need them. You need to pour them into something. That there for you is shop shape. Now, let's have a little look for you. So, I'm going to share this one with you actually, because this is here on my counter first. This here is shop embellish, and I'm going to take these out of the packets because I want you to see the true value for money that you're getting here. These are brilliant. Now, you may have seen these when we had first launched them. They're now at a stupid, silly, silly price. Okay, so this here you're getting them almost at a clearance price. This here is shop embellish, and for all of these, it's £17.99. Let me get a piece of black card so you can see me laying these out, and you can see really easily the detail that you get inside here. I love these because, of course, and we'll do some techniques on these with our metallics as well. These are great for furniture. You're going to get, of course, 2 of each of these ones. I'm going to open one packet because you get the mirrored image, but you also get another set. So you get almost like your angel wings in here, and then another set of 2. You also get your 2 roses, your very large embellishment. You get 2 of these wonderful detail ones here. I'll take it out of this so you can see it because the bag probably reflects all the light. And then on top of that, you're also going to get this wonderful trio of roses as well. So you are getting, oh my goodness, there's loads. There's absolutely tons in here. For £17.99 before club discount, you are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mouldings. Now these are a moulding. They're not something that you remake again, but you could push these into clay, take them out, and then pour resin cast into the clay indentation and make your own castings from these if you wanted to. They're flexible as well, so they will go around certain items. They look wonderful as well if you're hot gluing them or using your glue gels and putting them onto embellished items to then go in with your metallic paints. These are fabulous. I love them to bits. And of course, seeing them at a price of £17.99 for stuff as big as this, you would pay like £25 for individual pieces like this in some places. Imagine turning that into a headband. How cool would that be? They're absolutely beautiful. You're going to get all of those there. Shop Embellish for £17.99. Okay, so let's put all these little bits and bobs back here because I know if not, I'll lose everything and get it all mixed up, as I always do. There we go. Let's put the box back. Okay, so this is where it gets really exciting. So molds, silicone molds, we now have for you 4 sets of molds. Now in some of these molds, you're going to get multiple sets inside here. So let's have a look inside this pack. You get 1, 2, and 3, 4 inside here. Look at this. And of course, inside some of these, you get huge plates of rubber moldings. They are fabulous. Now, we use these for our candle making. We use these, of course, for our resin cast. But look how detailed and fabulously designed these are. I've been using these to make wax melts with because you can use them with hot and cold product. This here for you is Shop Mold, M-O-U-L-D, for all 4 sets, okay? It's just £29.99 for a brand new set of molds. These only launched, I think it was not last week, just the week before. So new product here for us at Highlight Crafts, which is fabulous. We love that. You're getting all of these. And of course, look how detailed and finessed and fine they are. You've got all of your daisies in here. You've got all of your roses in this one. You've got a mixture of spring florals in here. And then you've got your light and your leaves. You've got all of those. Now 10% of the stock of our embellishments here are now in allocation, okay? So if you're shopping for this one, make sure to be quick because of course these are now getting really popular. 10% of these for just $17.99 is a bonkers price, okay? I'm pretty sure when these launched, like this one on its own was well over £10. So you're looking at, of course, all of this together for just £17.99. Astonishing, it really, really is. Of course, again, this is your opportunity to work with your cadence, to work with your creative product and just create some fabulous masterpieces, okay? So I'm going to have a look at some of the comments that are coming through as well because it's wonderful to have you. Keep in touch. Leslie says, is there a matte aquastone as well as a gloss one? If so, what's it called, please? Great question. Yes, there is indeed. If you do go to the Highlight Crafts website, you will see on there a product. If you type it in of Cadence Varnish, there is a matte varnish. It's an acrylic varnish. It comes in a 70ml pot, that one. And it dries completely matte, so it won't have a shine or a shimmer on it. Of course, it has the same properties as the gloss, it's just a different finish. I hope that answers that for you. We've also got a question in here as well from Marie. Hi Marie, it's lovely to have your company. Hi David, if you're using a new metallic paint onto glass, do I need to coat it afterwards with aquastone? You don't have to seal it. Of course, if you want to have it as its exposed finish, so the wonderful metallic that you do get from it like this, just let it cure for 21 days before exposing it to moisture. We don't recommend it for things like dishwashers, but of course it can sit in the garden and of course won't chip or peel off, but allow 21 days at least for full drying because it is waterproof and splash resistant. Okay, I hope that answers that for you, but you don't have to varnish it, but if you do want to gloss it, it does look amazing because then you get glossed metallic. Some more questions as well coming through. Jane, good morning Jane. Jane Townley says, can you colour the white resin with the new paints? Fabulous question. Now, of course, if you're going to be using your resin cast, you can mix paints in there. If you're going to use your black, I would recommend maybe using a small portion of the metallic to swirl into it. Hey, we could do some of that during our show. Let's do that. And I could show you what it does. If you're using the white, you can mix any acrylic base with it and it will pigment it. But the metallics are more built upon the mica that's in there rather than, of course, the pigment, even though they are a solid coverage. So it's really interesting, but play with it and see what results you get. But now that you've said that, we'll do that during the show, so stay with us for that one. And also as well, another question has come through from Leslie. Good morning, Leslie. I hope that even if you sell out of the paint, you will still do a demo with them, please. Absolutely, I will indeed. Don't worry. We'll make sure to get that in for you. I did mention as well on Saturday that in the future, in the coming weeks, we are doing some education. January's just been very, very busy, but we will do some education. And of course, for those of you who got the paints on Saturday, which did sell out, we will do some videos because of course we didn't get to demo it fully because it had gone. So it will be coming soon. So we will do some more videos and demos on that one. Okay, so moving on from our molds, we have got the Aquastone varnish that we were just talking about. Now I use this every day with my crafting, whether it's painted onto a wooden tray, whether it's a metal embellishment, whether it's a plant pot. I'm always painting plant pots. Or of course something for the garden, anything that you want to be waterproof. This here is a splash-proof, moisture-resistant, all-round gloss sealer. And of course it is fully water-based. This is from Cadence and it's your Aquastone gloss varnish. It dries completely transparent with an enamelled finish to it. So when you're going over your resin cast, if you want them to be that wonderful high gloss finish, this is the one to go for. It is Shop Aqua and it's £14.49. You're getting 120 mils inside here. Stephanie uses this to put over her decorative painting. I use this to mix with my metallics. I mix glitters into these as well. So many different mediums you can mix with, of course, the Aquastone, like glitters, all sorts. It is a fabulous catalyst for making those wonderful creations. Now, I'm going to round up here just at the end of our counter with, of course, Shop Wood. Now, these two wooden frames here are just £11.98. So Shop Wood to get a hold of these. But whilst we're looking at this one, I'm going to go and grab mine, because what I've actually been doing, and I'm going to do this as a demo for you today, is, let's have a little look, I have been making a mosaic tray. Ta-da! Okay, so use your hot glue to glue all of your glass mosaic tiles into the bottom. It took me like 20 minutes to do this. Honestly, it's so fun. And then I've just started to go in. I painted the tray around the edges with the black gesso already, and then we're going to use our black resin cast to grout it all. This is such a fun project to do. I cannot wait to share it with you. That there is Shop Wood for the two of these. You could turn it into a clock if you wanted it on the wall. It could be, of course, a display tray, a box frame. So many different things you can create with this. Right. Okay. Massive thank you to each and every one of you joining us today. This is one of those shows where on a Makeover Monday, we get to share with you brand new product, hopefully every week, which is nice. We also get to, of course, have the opportunity to speak with you, and of course you can get in touch with all of your questions and comments regarding Cadence and anything really, anything that I can help with, of course regarding craft. Absolutely do get involved with. I'm not quite sure what we'd get if that was the case, but please do stay in touch. It's wonderful to have your company, and that's what these shows are all about. But before, of course, we do get into any mosaicing, should we have a look at those brand new paints? Okay, because I know a lot of you are probably thinking, just show us the paints. Let's have a little play. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my resin cast to one side so it's not blocking everybody's view, and my glass cutter down here. Right, now, this wonderful selection of paints, of course, comes in your gold, you've got your aqua, you've got that wonderful pink in there, that salmon tone, the silver, the pearl, absolutely glorious. Now, I'm going to get some black card just to show you the consistency of the paint before we do anything else, okay? Let's have a little look at this. So let's start off with this wonderful pink. I'm going to put a little blob of each one of these just at the top, just here, okay? So we'll get some of that. I'm going to get some of the gold just there. I'm then also going to get some of the blue. Okay, look at these colours, they are gorgeous. And look at how they hold their shape as well. They're not flooding the surface. There's your bright silver. I'm going to talk to you more about that one as we go through, because that is a wonderful colour with some incredible aspects to it that is not prominent in the other ones. So you won't have seen anything like that before. And then we've got our pearl. Now these paints are beautiful. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use one of our scrapers. Should we scrape the paint across and see what it does? So in here you have got a wonderful oh, look at these colours. Look at the blend that we just got with those. That is dreamy. Absolutely love this. So with all of that there, that metallic paint that we've just mixed, you could use this in other projects. But let's pick up some of that pink, and you can see there, even on black, the tones that I'm getting through, these are of course packed with that pink mica inside here. Beautiful, beautiful paints for you to be using, okay? So let's have a look at it in some more details. What if you wanted to make a spritzer out of this, okay? What if you wanted to make a spritz actual out of the paint? I've got some, of course, this here. I'm just gonna pop my squeegee just to this side. In fact, I'll pop it just down there. I've got a towel to rest it on. And I'm gonna grab a little spray bottle. Let's take the gold, shall we? So we're going to make our very own gold spritzer. Let's take the lid off of our spray bottle. And again, to get hold of these, it's Shop Highlight. You're going to get 6 brand new, never seen before colours here for £29.95. I'm going to put some of the gold just inside there. There we go. Put some inside that bottle. You could use warm water, but this one here probably has, it's about room temperature. And then I'm just going to give it a shake. Okay, give it a shake around. There we go, and you want to make sure it fully mixes. So you can see now we've got this wonderful mica-filled bottle of spritz medium. So let's continue to swirl because I've got a little bit on the edge of that bottle there. I want to mix that in. And I'm just going to pump through any water that was still left inside the nozzle. There we go. Now let's have a little look and see what we get. This is where it gets super exciting. You're making your very own mica mists, okay, that doesn't shed, doesn't, of course, molt, if you like. And what I'm going to do is just grab a heat gun, blast this over. Here we go. Just to dry it off for us so I can pick it up. All around on here. There we go. And then you've created your very own incredible gold, no shed cardstock. It is irresistible. You can then die cut with this. We've gone from this to this. Honestly, it's incredible. That there is using the gold. Now think about the potential with all of these colours. This is that ultra refined mica that runs through the entire paint. It's like a polished, burnished finish. Honestly, Lauren is looking over at me going, what on earth? Honestly, everybody, you will love this so much. If you want to do techniques like this, if you want to have a play and create stunning finishes and effects so effortlessly and so easily, these are the paints for you. It's Shop Highlight. You're getting 6 colours there. £29.95 to get hold of these. But I've got a frame under here. I'm going to start building up with some paint onto this to show you how in a series of layers you can work with these. And I'll keep tilting it towards you so you can see the development as we go through. I have for you my paint palette that's just on here, and I've got the lovely Diane. She probably thought I'm going to really discreetly come in, and I've quite literally highlighted it. Oh my goodness, I've got a present. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Got a cup of coffee. There we go. Thank you, Diane. Shout out to the team. Everyone here is just incredible, looking after everyone. Oh, that sorted me right out. Okay, so what we've got for you now is, of course, our fabulous frame. And I've gessoed this with my black gesso, and I've got my paint palette here. So I'll keep sharing with you the results that we're achieving. But I spoke to you about this bright silver and, of course, what it does. Now, as you paint this on, what's going to happen is I'm going to actually take out quite a large quantity. So I'm going to take the lid and just put the lid, there we are, look at this. It's almost like it's got a higher intensity of metal flake to it. So I've got a flat brush here. I've also got a thinner brush. I'm going to use them both. And we're going to start to go into all of the nooks and crannies, okay, on here. So let's have a look inside all these indentations. The glitter that you'll find inside here, honestly, is beautiful. So let's pick out all of this. And this here is our first tone that we're going to work into. Okay, now look at that. Oh, we've had a wonderful question as well from Amanda. Amanda asks, would this spritz work on fabric? Yes, they would. Absolutely would work on fabric. Always better on a darker tone. If you did want to use them on fabric though, they wouldn't be machine washable. That's the only thing. But yes, decorative, absolutely you could do. There we go. So you can see how I'm going in with that silver. Now the silver, what happens is, I'm not being any particular, finicky with this or whatever. I'm literally just burnishing it on with my brush. Okay. So I'm going straight into all of that detail, and we'll blend quite a few colours on here. But look how effortlessly I have no brush marks. As I'm even going here on wider, larger surface area, I'm brushing it in, and then as I go around with the brush, I'm like burnishing it and polishing it up, almost like I'm cleaning it with the brush, which is amazing. So as I'm working into this, continue to rotate round. There we go. Look at now how it's starting to come together. So that silver now, against where it's gessoed here, for example, you can see the elevation of colour. It's coming to the surface. Now that there is our first layer. So I'm going to continue to work around here, okay, and start to build this up. Again, still working with that silver, so it's our first base layer. Now treat the others as mid-range, or of course different tones to work alongside your project. So pick the tones that work for you, but you know what, I like to use them all. And this here is the first time seeing them in these colours here at Highlight Crafts. Now we've got our first layer down. It dries really, really quickly for you as well. So now let's add a second layer to this one. What I'm going to do is just add a bit of heat to it just to speed dry that off. It takes at room temperature about 10 to 15 minutes to dry, but with the heat gun you can probably take that down to about 30 seconds to a minute, okay, so really, really quick. So I've just brushed down this top section of our frame. I hope everyone can see that, and it's picking up quite nicely for you. So you can see the shimmer and shine and the no brush strokes. That's the really important part of this, okay, so let's keep going over here. And I've got another one of these frames, so what we'll do throughout the shows, for everyone that keeps joining us, I'll still keep building it up and we'll keep going back to it and adding even more paint. There we go. Remember, talking of paint, if you haven't done already, shop Highlight to get all of the brand new colours. Now, let's go in with our gold, shall we? Let's take some of our gold, and I always put out small amounts because of course you can always add to it. I'm pretty frugal sometimes when it comes to paint, but looking at this palette you'd think not. But honestly, it's been with me for years. So now what I'm going to start to do is brush in the gold. Now this is now going to sit on the top, so I'm not going in as rough as you like with the brush, because I'm just going over the surface area. So we've got that fabulous undertone, and then we've got the gold sitting on the surface of it. So let's continue to work round and brush into all of this. And you can get inexpensive frames and things like this, and of course you can use them on wider surface area. But what this does is it creates almost a faux bronze statue. You know, your fabulous artifacts that are built up with fabulous colours that have almost like oxidized together. It is wonderful to do. It's very fascinating how these colours do gel together. So what I'm actually getting now is the silver has acted like a base layer. Okay, so we've got the more prominent, deeper tone. The gold is now acting like a mid-tone. Okay, so we've got the gold sitting over the top. Okay, and then I'm going to go around here and just continue to brush it in, because then we'll go over with another tone that will be our highlight. Okay, so always treat with your base, then your mid, and then your highlights. Okay, so I'm going in with that brush. You can use sponge for this as well, but because I've got such detail on this frame, I've gone in with a brush for it so I can really capture all of those finer elements. Okay, so just going to go in there all the way around, and I'm really putting the brush through its paces there, which is fabulous. Now again, I just want to share with you 70% of these paints are now in allocation, so it is literally creeping and flying every minute throughout the show. I'm just going to hold this up towards you. You can start to see that this is now creating a true authentic metallic look and feel. It is building by the second. With these projects, allow yourself to take the time and process to build up the layers. Let's go in now with a highlight, shall we? So what I'm going to do is grab a piece of sponge. So I'll use some sponge here, and we'll grab, let's use a highlight of blue to start with, and then we'll go in with pearl to finish. So we're using all of the tones together. You can see how important it is when we do put these bundles, and the reason as to why we do it. So with this blue, I'm just going to blend it on my mat, okay? And then I'm going to start to pounce this on, okay? So look here how now that blue is now picking up the accents on the surface. So again, pick it up all around on here, and now what this is doing is capturing where the light is casting over the project. Really important, but let the tools do it for you. Let them do the hard work. And it's never hard work because it's just so fun to sit and watch. Let's take a little bit more of that blue. Here we go. I'm going to put it on my mat this time so you can see how much I'm putting out. Oh, excuse you, Sophie. And then let's blend this here. And then I'm going to go back in and watch what happens if I just go in with a sponge onto this area where we've not added any paint now. So completely different, but of course that there will just pick out the highlight tones like that, okay? So it almost looks like it's coated with a powder finish, whereas here we've got the entire layering process coming together, how it's all building up, okay? So I'm going to turn the frame around this way so I can see it from both sides, so I can see what you're seeing at home as well. making sure I'm not missing anything. But look at this. I am just obsessed with these paints, how they come out, how they work together. So what we've done is built with silver, gold, and blue. Look at that on the top of there. It is luxurious. It is beautiful. It's polished. The mica is so creamy and blended in. We're now going to pick up our pearl, okay, our highlight tone. Let's go in with some of the pearl. And I can even mix it with the sponge that's still got the blue on. So I'm picking out that pearl now, blending through with the pearl, and then we go back in over the top of all of that. Now this is your final dusting layer, okay? And I've done it so almost the colour is just cascading down from this section. I'll put a little bit around here to tie it in. And then what we can do as we go through our show is we'll do this side, but with the salmon and the pink, and blend the two up together, okay? So look at this. All the way in here, and I really wanted to, because on some of our Makeover Monday shows we hadn't actually got the time to do a full makeover project with you, and that's what it's all about, is sharing with you a full makeover. So this frame has gone from start to finish, of course, with all of these tones, and it is a really nice makeover project. But look at how that pearl is now just picking out all of the accents on here together. And we're going back in with that pearl, do the inside edge of this frame as well, like that. And you'll find as well with your first layer of your metallics, as you've added in that first coat, your first very one, it adds a surface layer with the metallic, which allows other colours to really sort of enhance themselves on the surface. So I'm going to pick up the rest of that blue now and go all the way around the bottom of this one. There we go, on the inside edge, just like this. There we are. Okie dokie. And continue to work around, and look at that. Honestly, it's just addictive, is what it really is. But that there for you is your first little insight, and we'll come back to this frame as we go through. I'm going to let it dry, and then we'll go in with the pinks and blend it up from this side towards the top. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. These paints, again, brand new launch for you. I'm so glad when we get to say those words, brand new launch. It doesn't happen as often as we'd like it to, but now it is doing, okay? We are sharing with you more brand new product as we now go through on our live shopping journey. This here for you today is your brand new selection of six hybrid paints. Of course, they will go on, of course, your wooden surfaces as well as your metal. This here for you is Shop Highlight. $29.95. Just have a little look at the colours. See the colours inside here. Just take a moment to appreciate and absorb the pigment. It is beautiful. Okay, so we've got our aqua, we've got our silver, our pearl, our gold, our salmon, and our beautiful pink inside there. So what I'm going to do is set this frame to one side. Okay, just like this. We're going to let that do its thing, let it dry. It'll be dry in a few moments. But I think we should do some resin work. What do you reckon, Lauren? Yeah? Let's do it, okay? Please, again, keep your questions coming through. Jane does also ask, good morning, Jane, what is the difference between resin cast and plaster? Great question. Now, of course, with plaster, it's used for industrial, it's very cost effective, and of course, it's usually in very large quantities as well. It's used for, you know, coving and sealing rose moldings, that sort of stuff. With your resin cast, it has plaster elements to it, but it also has an acrylic polymer that runs through that medium that creates a binder. It makes it much stronger. It's still water-based and non-toxic, but of course as well, it just means that you've got a far more robust finish, because if you were to use this and it was to be plaster, the whole thing could crack in half, okay? So you want it to be super, super strong. I hope that clarifies that for you, but it is brilliant stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to put my paints to one side. We've had a bit of a changeover as well. I've got the lovely Becky joining me for this hour. Hi, Becky. And she's on cameras. We've still got our lovely Lauren, of course, producing in the wings. But keep your comments coming through. It's wonderful to have your company. And again, today, do bear in mind, if you've just joined us for, of course, the 12 o'clock hour, today is a brand new launch of Cadence paints here. Your highlights, a fabulous set of 6 colours. If you joined us at the weekend and missed out on, of course, those wonderful ranges, now is your opportunity to get hold of this product at an incredible price of under £30 for £29.95. You've got a £5.99 saving on that, which is incredible, and you're getting all 6 of those brand new colours. I think I'm going to have a play with some resin. Okay, so for your resin projects, I've got here my weighing scale. I've got my jug of water. I've got my resin cast. I've got another bag here as well. I'm being a bit greedy. I've also got my sanding blocks. Now with your bundle, if you just want to have a little look, this here is your bundle of your resin cast. Okay, so in there you're going to be getting your mosaic tiles, your resin cast bag, which is 800 grams in there, and alone, of course, that is $29.99 independently. So you can see the value for money in the bundle that you're actually getting, which is incredible. And also as well, you are going to get those 4 sanding blocks, which of course means that for you, you can finish them, you can embellish them, decorate them, and get that professional look and feel that you really want with your resin cast. So if you haven't done already, type shop bundle into the comments to get hold of that fabulous collection there for £44.95. You've got a great saving on that one. And of course for you, that means you've got everything that you need to create resin cast projects. And I have a quick sip of coffee because I can't let that go cold because Diane's just brought it in. That'd be awful. But please get in touch. Of course, we've got loads of hellos coming through on here as well. Good morning, Karen, or should I say good afternoon now. She says, hi, Becky. Hi, Lauren. Hi to the girls. And of course, Jane. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Daphne. This is fabulous to have your company. It is fabulous, honestly. This is what I was working family do for each other. Absolutely, that is what working family do for each other, taking care. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, big thank you. Shout out to Diane with the coffee there. Good morning, Kathy, as well. Honestly, it is so nice for each and every one of you to get in touch. And again, please do share all of your pictures on our social pages because there's so much going on at the moment. It is cracking to have your company. Before we weigh out any of our resin cast, there's a few different ways in which this can be used, and I'm going to show you the first one. I'm going to use one of our silicone mouldings. I'm going to go with the hexagon, for no particular reason. You don't have to clean them in between every single use, but it's advisable to do it if you get a little bit of build-up in there. So I'm just going to take a wipe and just wipe the mould free, okay? You can, of course, shop for these moulds on today's show. So I'm just going to take out any excess that is just built up inside there. The little bits you can save because, of course, they will actually just stick to the actual pour that you put inside. I'm just going to get some of those out. Perfect. Okay, so with your actual mosaics, let's have a look. We're going to do our tray afterwards, but first I want to show you how to do like an initial pour, if you like. So this big box, you can decant it down and break it up into smaller boxes, okay? So you've got colour selection. So I'm just going to select any at random because I love to just make them quite free, if you like. So I always just put a little bit of mosaic. I'm going to take out the black because I'm using my resin cast that's black for this project. So I want all my lighter colour projects. And you want to keep them at a distance of at least about 3 mil between each one, okay? Take out some if you've got too many. The clear ones look fabulous. And I had one just drop down the inside edge of there. You want to take that out because, of course, you want that to be just resin. So I'm going to work into all of this inside edge just here. And there we go. Wonderful. Okay, just like this. And you know what? I love this bit because you can just take your time. You don't have to rush it at all. Now lay those down inside your silicone moulding, just like that, okay? That is our mould prepped and ready to go for our resin cast pour. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some gloves on because it's not essential, but I'd suggest doing it. And everyone's just going to have to watch me try and find these gloves because I've bought in everything today. My entire desk is empty. I've got basically nothing left on my desk. These shelves look like my desk now. I've got medium gloves, so if everyone wants to try and watch me squeeze into a medium, this will be nice. Oh my goodness. Were these for mice? Wow, okay. I feel like I'm not going to say anything actually, but wow, that's restricting. So I'm going to put on my gloves here. There we go. I think I need a large. There we are. Never mind. Hey ho, that's fine. So I'll put on the gloves because with your resin cast, of course, it's got a black pigment in there. Wow, I feel like I've got a wetsuit on, but it's just on my hands. So I'm just going to sort that out. There we go. So we've got my counter falling down. I'm in my super tighties. So let's go ahead and start making this because I don't know what's going to happen next. So I'm going to go straight onto my weighing scale. And the formulation for working with your resin cast is really simple, easy and straightforward. It's 100 grams of your black resin cast and 25 grams of water for a pour, okay? If you want to change that up, you could do 50 grams of this and 10 grams of water, and that will make more of a paste, so you can use it to trowel with, okay? And I'll go through that in detail as we go through the show, but you can also watch last week's Monday makeover as well, if you want a little bit... Sorry! The counter, for some reason, is falling apart today. Then we need, do you know what? Let's just do a little bit of repair, shall we? Are we okay? I'm just gonna, just in case, use a bit of washi tape. There we go. Nothing but the best. So what I'm gonna do is go straight in with the resin cast. What's happening? So I'm gonna turn it on, and then what I'm gonna do is put my cup on. Oh my goodness, no one watched this show back. So I've set it to 0. I'm going to go in with 100 grams of our resin cast, okay? I'm using a clear cup so you can see exactly what's going on here, and I'm going to try and put in here accurately 100 grams, but you know what? If you get it 105 or 98, it really doesn't make all that much difference. It's there as a perfect guideline for you, okay? So we're at 75, I'm trying to read upside down, let's have a little look, 88. There we go, and well, we've got 106, that's fine. You've got about a 10% buffer at least there to work with, which makes it really, really easy to mix. Now, what I'm going to do is just grab my palette knives as well, and I mentioned to you that, of course, those palette knives are perfect for mixing. Now, we've got a bundle for you for $17.99, which is shop canvas, which is going to get you 2 of these brand new to us here at Highlight Crafts palette knives, and also 2 black canvases, okay? Which is great. You're going to get the 2 stretch canvases, you're going to get 2 of these, and of course you're going to get the pack of palette knives, so you're going to get the both of them. They're brilliant, they're incredibly superior quality, so make sure to get those, alright? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this back to 0, okay, and we're going to put in 25 grams of water. So let's just slowly pop this into our cup. Here we go, and say if I put 27 in, it wouldn't be a massive issue, because of course we did go ever so slightly over on our powder. So 21, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. There we go, 25. If you ever poured in too much and you think, oh, that is a bit too much, just put a bit of kitchen roll or something and soak a bit of the moisture out. That's the easiest way to take water out of a mix like that. Because we always say, oh, you can't take it out, but you can put more in. You can actually take it out. You just have to be a little bit careful. Okay, so with the trowel with the little bits cut into it either side, that's technical term, start to mix it thoroughly. Okay, it will instantly become activated upon stirring it. Now you've got 3 minutes to work with this once you've finished stirring. For your pouring, of course, directly into a mould, this here is the consistency, okay? But when you're doing it as a grout, it's more of a paste, and we'll do that afterwards. So continue to mix until it's all ultra fine. If you go like this and you see you've got any lumps, like I had a little lump there, just keep on mixing it in, okay? Continue to go, and you want to mix it for around about 30 seconds to a minute. Don't ever rush this part, because for one, you don't need to, and secondly, you want to make sure it's really nice and smooth. It's not like a UV epoxy resin where you have to mix it for half an hour. I remember when me and Lauren how long was it, Lauren, when we had to mix those resins together? I can remember, we timed it like 30 walks around the warehouse was enough time to mix this resin, and we thought, no one's going to be doing it. So we wanted one that was quick, and this takes less than a minute. So now let's go in with our hexagonal mould. Now what's going to happen is we're going to pour this in, it's going to cover all of the actual mosaic glassware and then fit into these ridges. So to really get the best result and best finish with this, and we should be able to demould this, I think, by the end of today's show, which I know is only 55 minutes, and I do say an hour and a half, usually to an hour to demould, but we'll really go for it, okay? So what we'll do is I'm going to pour this into the channels. There we are. So going into the channels first and all the way into those edges. The reason for that is you want those to be filled so the glass isn't encouraged to fall into them. And of course the glass doesn't float, it will sit nicely just in there. Now use your trowel to just get any excess, scrape that down into here, okay? And then all you want to do is give it a gentle tap. All right, so with your mould, from the corners, pick it up and just let it dance, okay? And you'll notice loads of little bubbles will start to pop on the surface. You'll like loads of little flashes, and it's just loads of little bubbles. You might be able to see some of them, just like speckles appearing, and that's all of the air coming to the surface. And of course, from that then, it will disperse and leave you with no air. If you had loads of bubbles inside your mixture and it's set, those air bubbles are going to create particles of space, which of course will weaken the strength of your coaster. So getting all the air out of that is the best way forward. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's have a look. I'm going to grab this die cutting plate, put it up to the edge of my craft mat, and that should, hey, look at that. That should just slide on there like that. So I'm going to leave that one now to set. With your resin cast, you want to leave it at least an hour to an hour and a half before even attempting to demold it. And then, of course, if you do leave it, once it's demolded, for 24 hours to fully cure before painting it, that then, of course, will mean it won't lock any moisture. It'll all evaporate from it and be perfect. Now, this cup here that's got a bit left, we'll let that dry, crinkle it, and it'll pop out into little flakes. So we can use that. But let's make up another batch in a few moments. What I'm going to do is grab my hot glue gun. Okay, so let's have a look, find out where that is. There we go. Pop that on. I'm going to show you what we were doing with, of course, that fabulous tray I was making. So if you want to go for these wooden frames, these here for you today are shop wood, and they are just $11.98. They make the best projects. So let's grab mine, pop it in here. And what I started doing was, in no particular order, I just started working in with that glass mosaic, okay? So let's just get some hot glue, and whilst my glue gun warms up, I'm going to read some questions out, okay? Let's have a little look. Thank you for getting in touch, everybody. Again, as I said, it is wonderful for you to keep in touch. Karen, oh, good afternoon, Karen. I hope we'll see you this year at Doncaster, or maybe Sandown. It'll be wonderful to have your company. I'm sure you most likely are definitely coming. Karen says, afternoon all. Just kind of dinner time viewing. I like painty crafting. Oh, fabulous. Me as well. Amanda says, hi, Karen, of course. Lynn, hi, Lynn, how are you doing? Oh, hi, Angie McChesney, how are you doing? She's working on a decorated bottle with lights for a friend. Oh, Angie, I saw you decorate a drinks bottle you shared on the Highlight Your Creativity page this week. That looked amazing, the purple one. Loved that. Thank you for sharing that. Fran as well says, good morning. Honestly, there's so many comments. As I start reading through these, they all start flying in. It's wonderful. Helen, I should be sorting out my die cluttering again. Oh, decluttering, not die cutting. Well, maybe decluttering some die cutting. But no, get up and go. It's easier to sit and watch, David. That's wonderful to say. Thank you. Carol Lewis, wonderful to have you. Honestly, it's amazing. Oh, she's been working with some stuff for her SDX 1200, Carol. Fabulous. If you managed to get that incredible deal, which I think was just last week, which seems like a lifetime ago, I'm not surprised because it's probably already with you now. So I'm going to get my glass mosaic tiles, and I'm just going to start to complete this section that we've got here. So if you look inside there, I've not quite finished this one, so I'm going to show you how easy it is just to build it up. And now what I do is I have a rummage inside here, pick out the colours, and then just start hot gluing any of these areas in. I think my glue gun is almost there. There we go. So just start picking out any sections and putting them in and hot gluing those into place. I'm just going to wait for my hot glue gun to warm up a little bit more. So whilst we do, I'm going to pick out some colours. So going straight into, of course, our box. These colours are really nice to work with. And you can get the box of mosaic glass on its own for just £19.99. It's shop mosaic for that one. These cream colours, I've used quite a lot of blue and green in here, and also inside there you will get some perfectly cut pieces of like square as well. Look at that one, they are amazing. These gloves are so weird, so they just feel really strange. Look at that, that doesn't look real. Is that my hand? What? My hand looks really small. So I'm going to put some of these on here, and I always work with the ones that have got the straighter edge, but just to straighten that out a little bit, I'll put my protectives on. And we'll do some glass cutting, shall we? Because, of course, if you type shop glass into the comments, you can also get this fabulous glass cutter. Now, this has already been really busy throughout today's show, and it was incredibly busy last week as well. But, of course, it allows you to shape your glass. Now, there's just a little bit that's curving out just there. So I'm going to pop it into my box and just trim it inwards. So now it's a flush line, okay? So I crimped that in, which means if you wanted it in a corner, it would sit perfectly up to that edge, and it would work really well for you. So let's start gluing these down and putting them into place. I'm going to take some of my hot glue here, put it onto the back of our glass. Sometimes I've been gluing the glass or I've been gluing the wood. For example, like I could just go in there and then put this straight in. And when it's finished, I'm going to go over with my heat gun to get rid of any glue strings, because of course they will just instantly disappear for us. And look how I'm just placing them in no particular order. I'm just working with it. It's so easy. There we go, look. And be cautious not to do what I just did and glue it to yourself. There we go. So easy. And it comes together super quick. So if you're making gifts, or even if you just want them for your house as well, they are wonderful to have around. And with mosaic work as well, you really can get into it with your design, especially if you're wanting to cut them. So like if I wanted this one, but wanted more of it or in 2 separate pieces, I would just take it here. There we are, put it against there. So I've got this piece now, and I've got this piece, which means I can have it in different areas. So that one will fit in just in that little nook, and that one will fit in there perfectly. So let's take some more of our hot glue. There we go. Remember as well, if you haven't done already, to get hold of those brand new Cadence paints, it is shop highlight if you want to get hold of those. Brand new selection. We did have a few of the brights on this morning which bounced back from the weekend. They have already gone, which we were expecting. But again, the highlights themselves have been really, really busy. So thank you, everybody. This could be your only opportunity to get hold of them. If this show, and I don't think it will be, if it is repeated, it most likely will not have those paints in stock. So if you did want to get hold of them, and you're watching this show later on in the day, maybe it's 4 o'clock and you're watching us back, those paints may have gone. But if they haven't, definitely get them whilst we do, because this could be your only opportunity to actually create that purchase. Now, perfectly all in place, our mosaics just there like that. Okay, so we've got them all together inside this. I'm turning my hot glue gun off because I don't want to waste any battery on that one. Now let's mix up our grouting. Okay, I love that. I love it just as it is. Now what I've done is I've actually painted the entire frame, the perimeter of it, with black gesso, but I've left the base of it the colour of the wood. And the reason why I've done that is it allows all of the glass elements, all of the mosaics, to be really bright in colour. Okay, so it doesn't dull them down. If you glue them to a black surface, the colour can detract ever so slightly. It's almost like when you put rice paper over a white surface opposed to a black one. So I'm just going to pop my tray there and let's do some measurements, because I want a larger quantity of grout for this. So let's go in with our cup. In fact, I'm going to grab another one. Let's grab a fresh cup. There we are. So I've got ones that I keep using all the time. There we go. And I'm going to put my weighing scale on. So I'm going to put in, for this, 100 grams. And I might need more, but I'd rather make as much as I need and then keep going back. I'm going to put in 100 grams of powder. Okay. I'll make a large portion of this. There we are. So 100, almost there. There we go. And then I'm also going to put in just under 20 grams of water. Okay, and then I'll start to mix. So just under 20. There we go. And then I'll start to mix this for you so you can have a little look. So let's start mixing this through. I will just have in my palette knife soaking in water. Bring this in, and what this will do is create a nice thick paste for us. And I might just keep adding the powder to it until I get the consistency that I really want. Here we go. There we are. So I'm going to want to thicken that up actually. So you know what? I'm going to go in with even more of our powder. So let's actually double it. I'm probably going to put another, might even put another 50 in there and see what we get. We want it to be almost like mashed potato. Okay, that's what we're going for. There we are. Look at that. Perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so that now is more of that paste for us. That's what we want. So keep going until you get the consistency that's right. You can jot down what formulas that you like for yourself. Again, as I mentioned earlier, you can do 50 grams of powder and just under 10 grams, or you can do a double quantity of that, and that there is spot on for us. Now, this process is really exciting. It's really fun, this one, because as it starts off, you might be looking at it thinking, what on earth? But then it honestly, as it comes together, it is fab. So I've got this palette knife, which has now served its purpose. We're going to go on to our second one and begin our grouting. Okay, so I've got my smaller trowel here that I can start off with. And let's just put some of this fabulous medium now onto our project. Okay, just like this. We're putting it on there, fetching it out, and let's start to grout this and put it where it needs to be. So I'm going to drag it towards myself. It's always much easier to do that. Here we go. So in filling all of this area around the tiles. If you get any tiles that come loose, just be cautious with them, because then of course the resin cast will set them in place. You could of course hang fire and think, well, I'll re-glue it down, but I'm going to trust the process with that one and just let it do its own thing. There we go, it's locked it in now. And we're going to keep going over. Look at this, I've still got loads on there. Every now and again, go back onto your scraper and just put it back on the surface and start to actually work with more. I might not grout the whole thing, so I would like to show you the difference between it as well. Look at that. Okay, so all of that grout is now sitting in there. Now you might be thinking, well, I can't see those anymore. When we polish it back, you'll get all of the colour coming back up. Okay, So let's get some more out of here. And it goes a very long way, does this medium. So I'm going to take some more out of our cup. There we go. There we are. And get this out of here. Look at that. It just keeps on coming. And then I'm going to take this last little bit that we've got just there. I say a little bit, it's actually quite a lot. As well, if you've got yours home last week, let us know what you've made already with your black resin cast. The projects I have seen already coming through are incredible. I'd love to see some more though. So let's start to spread this one out. There we go. Again, from the top, working it all the way down, right into the edges. And again, with these flexible scrapers, it allows you to really get all of the detail captured because of course it laps over each and every one of them. Look at all that that's still on there. So I'm going to scrape this off again. I might actually have enough here to do the whole thing, let's see. And then draw it this way. And then put some of that down in there. And look how fun it is. This is just one of those projects that you just really enjoy. And it's all staying contained within the side of this tray. I'm not getting any of the resin cast anywhere. I don't particularly have dirty hands either, which is great. So then let's scrape this off again and go back into this edge just there. There we go. And again, take some of that off. There we go. And again, you can get this entire bundle of your mosaics along with, of course, your resin cast. And you can also get those sanding blocks all together in one fabulous bundle for you for just $44.99. Incredible value for money there. Okay, so let's just put this into our edge. And then what I'm going to do is then skim over the whole thing again. Okay, just picking up any excess. I'm going to push it down into that edge there. And my cup that had a little bit left in it, I might just see if I can get enough just to put right down into those edges. There we are, look, we can capture that. Let's go just into there and just infill. Because I don't need to make up another new batch, I don't think. I think I can just work in with what I've got there and make the most of everything that you've mixed. And do you know what, honestly, I can get lost in this process. It's that fun. It is really enjoyable. There we go. And scrape off any of that excess. These scrapers are also great to work on your scan and cut as well. So bear that in mind, that you're actually getting a pack of 3 here that will are suitable for your brother's scan and cut, in perspective, of course, as to how much that scraper does cost you on its own, which is really good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a brush, just now pick off some of this resin cast, just to infill into some of those areas, just right up to the edge. There we are, just like that. Now this goes off and dries pretty quickly, especially because we've done a more thicker set bond of it, okay, a thicker mixture. So I'm now going to set, of course, my scraper just in my water so it doesn't go solid. I'm going to reseal the bag, okay, and then what I'm going to do first, and this is where it gets really exciting, is we're going to start to wipe it back. I'm going to use just a wet wipe first, okay, and before I do that, I'm going to get my clean scraper and just any excess that is a larger quantity, pick that up. So you see I'm still getting some, okay. Continue to pick that up, take it off with your wet wipe and start to scrape. You can already start to see some of the colours of the tiles coming through, and keep going in different directions as well because it'll scrape it right up to the edges for you. There we are, look at that, perfect. So with those wipes, now you can do a gentle wipe over the top. If you wrap it around something like your sanding block, your fingers won't press into the edges. Okay, so wipe this. And you'll start to see, look at that, some of the colours are coming up. If actually, I might capture it a bit clearer for you if I do it like this. I want to just make sure it's really smooth, okay? And then, what I'm going to do is grab some blue roll. I've got some of this under here, you could use kitchen towel. And then just start to wipe, okay? Picking up any excess that's becoming apparent. And now I can start to see the colours coming forward. I can see where the reds are, I can see where the blues are, but you want to just make sure you've got that main bulk, that main body of it off. See here now on the edges where it's starting to come through? You can really start to see the colour. There we go. It is fabulous. It's so fun to do, and this is one of those crafts that if you've not done it yet, this is one that's really going to be fabulous for you. Okay, so another wipe. Look at this, the colours, they're starting to come through. There we go, and we'll aquastone this as well at the end. Oh my word. Obsessed. Doesn't even cover it. There we go. So I've taken enough now off the surface for that now to be able to be polished up afterwards. So I'm going to leave this to set because in probably about 10 minutes time we can come back to it and polish it. Okay. I'm just going to pop this again over here where I've got other bits and bobs also drying. We've got some comments coming through as well, which is wonderful. Let's have a little look. Marie says, hi David, sorry, another question. You mentioned putting the mosaic tiles on the bottle. An idea I love, but how would you do the curves on the bottle? So what I would definitely do, Marie, that's a great question, is as you go up to the edges with your tiles, just come to a point like that, and then that area just fill in with grout. So you would essentially have two tiles. I'll try and find some that are a good example. So as you're hot gluing them on, as that flat edge there comes up to that corner, I would then go up to here with another one, and that area there fill with the grout. Of course, the one I worked with, which was that cylinder vase, was round all the way, and I didn't instantly think, oh, how am I going to fill in those edges? You can fill it with grout, and you can really build up. Remember as well, that first layer of the grout that you do doesn't have to be the only layer. You can go back and do extra ones. Oh, bless you, Becky. Little sneeze there. Okay, I'm going to do a quick recap for you as well, just to share with you what we've got inside this show. And of course give you some incredible details and updates of our stock because it has been moving very quickly during this show. Let's have a little look for you, okay? So, we have got for you today our brand new metallics from Cadence, okay? I'm going to take off my gloves. Let's have a proper look at these. This here for you is Shop Highlight. This is a set of 6 metallic colours which are beautiful. In here you have got your gold, you've got that wonderful salmon colour, you've got the pink, pearl, silver and the aqua. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my brew because I always pause, but everyone knows what I'm doing, so I may as well tell you. Dan makes a good coffee. So, we've got here that set of 6, now brand new exclusive launch for you, never seen before, okay? If you joined us at the weekend, completely different configuration of paints to those ones. It is Shop Highlight, it's 6 colours inside there. It's £29.95, you're saving £5.99 as well, so you're essentially getting one free. And then when you do go to checkout as well, you'll get that additional 10% off, making them about £27 for you, which is fabulous for a brand new set of paints. They've been incredibly popular during this show. By the end of the day, I'm going to say they probably are going to be out of stock. We have so many of you shopping ahead for these already before the show even started. Really, really busy on those ones, so massive thank you. And we'll have a closer look at some of those paints as we go through our show, because we've still got about half an hour to share with you. We've also got our white resin as well. This is shop resin for you, it's £29.99, and of course that bag on its own will provide you with many different projects. Remember as well, you can do about 8 to 10 coasters from one bag, which is fabulous. So you're going to get loads of projects from the white one. We then for you as well have your bottles. These here are your pink square glass bottles that already are painted pink, but of course you can paint them whatever colour you want, or they work perfectly with your mosaic projects. That there is £12.99 for you, and it's shop bottle. This fabulous tool here, which has been really popular throughout today's show, is your glass cutter. It is brilliant for cutting all of your mosaics and of course, all your glass particles. It is brilliant. And of course there, oh, thank you, Becky. I had lost mine and she just pointed out where I'd put it. It's really heavy duty. Of course, it doesn't require a lot of pressure to actually cut the glass, which is really fascinating. You've got these 2 discs here that don't actually fully meet because, of course, they leave you there with the width to put the glass inside. And these are brilliant. You don't need to sharpen them. This is the only set of glass cutters for mosaicing that you will ever need. They're incredible value for money because for shop glass, they're just £39.99. That is a very competitive price for glass cutting utensils. And again, perfectly with all of your mosaics that we've got today, and for anything additional that you may be wanting to cutting from your glassware, just always make sure to wear eye protection, and just in case any does fly off in a different direction, it's always good to do, and always do it in a box or something. So it would, of course, refrain that from happening quite as strong. We then have for you here our set of 4 glass jars. Now, these are brilliant for storing your mosaics in, for making candles with. This is shop jar, and it's just £8.99 for the 4 of them. You've got 4 transparent glass jars there with black lids. They do come as well with seals on the inside. So, of course, it's an airtight seal with, of course, this impression turned tightly together. Great for dividing up all of your colours of your mosaics, all that sort of stuff. Absolutely brilliant to have in your stash. I would stock up on those. That one there for you is $8.99 shop jar. We now have for you, look at me, I've made a right mess. I've even got my weighing scale down here. What's all that about? I don't know, so you didn't see that happen. We've then got your canvases. These are fabulous. Now, the canvases don't just, of course, come as a set of two. They also come with your palette knives. You're going to get two black stretched A4 fabulous canvases for you, ever so slightly smaller than A4. But then you have your pack of palette knives from Arteza. Now, this here for you is, of course, your slimline set. And, of course, you've got your set with the cut-in detail. This here for you is shop canvas. It's $17.99. These actual palette knives on their own individually at a reduced rate usually retail at about £15. That is incredible value for money for you with that bundle there. That's shop canvas to get hold of those. You saw me using this scraper a few moments ago. You absolutely need this with your mosaicing projects. And we also, to give you a great price, put it with some wooden photo frames. And when I say some, you get 8 wooden photo frames with the glass panel insert there, with, of course, the scrapers. So you can create fabulous mosaic frame projects just like this one for an incredible price of just £19.99. That's amazing. Of course, this one here I used it as a grout. And then I've glossed it as well with that Cadence Aquastone, and it just brings all of the colours of the glass to the surface. So that therefore will give you your 3 scrapers and your 8 wooden frames, which is brilliant. You've then got shop shape, okay? And this here for you is your wonderful, oh, that's just giving me an idea of what I'm going to do. This is your wonderful silicone molds, okay? You're going to get 4 of these to make your coasters. You'll see down here on display, we've got the square, circle, hexagon, and the oval. And this here for you is your perfect one for your coasters. So if you're thinking of doing your mosaics in the bottom of your coasters, or of course if you're going to be designing them in many different ways, these will work with, of course, your resin cast and epoxy resin. They're brilliant. You can use air dry clay in them and all that sort of stuff as well. Okay, so that is shop mold, and they are shop shape and $14.99 for you. Okay, so these are brilliant. These have already been busy again for this show. I don't always get to have these on actually, so take advantage while we've got them. This is Shop Embellish for you. They're $17.99. You're going to get all 10 of these mouldings on here, okay? So a flexible moulding which you can paint, embellish and decorate. I'll actually paint one of these with the metallics in a few moments. They're $17.99 for all of those. You get 2 of some of them. Look at this huge one here. Imagine that on a drawer front or maybe a jewellery box. You can cut into them as well to maybe make the embellishment smaller or break parts away. You've also got these like angel wings inside here. There is loads to play with inside that. It's an incredible clearance bundle for you. A top warehouse pick there. Shop Embellish for $17.99. We then have you all of these moulds. Now, these are brand new. These launched not only a couple of weeks ago, not even that, I think about 10 days ago. You've got in here a set of 4 brand new silicone molds from Creative with your leaves inside there, daisies, florals, roses, the lot. They're so detailed. Might not get time during this show to share projects with you using these, but they are brilliant. And that there for you is shop mold, and it's $29.99 for all of those. Remember as well, you will still get your club discount at checkout with those. We're then here for you as well to round up the end of our counter. This is your Cadence Aquastone varnish. Now I'm going to try and use this during our show. I'm just checking on my resin project because it's pretty much almost dry. This will gloss and give you a fabulous clear glaze, like an enamel dip over everything that you create. So on ceramic surfaces, wooden surfaces, metal surfaces, all of that sort of stuff. That is brilliant for this. And that's Shop Aqua, and it's £14.49. We then have these 2 wooden frames for you here. You definitely want to grab hold of these ones. This is Shop Wood, and it's your 2 display trays, wonderful with candles inside. Of course, I'm mosaicing mine at the moment. You can see this is the progress that we've got at the minute. It's looking fab, and it will look great once, of course, we wipe this back and reveal all of the colour of all of those tiles inside here. I can't wait to do that. In fact, I even want to do it now. So that there for you is Shop Wood, $11.98. We'll get you both of those. And then, of course, as well as we mentioned, that fabulous bundle of the resin cast gets you your mosaic tiles, your 4, of course, sanding blocks, and 800 grams of the brand new black resin. It is brilliant stuff, absolutely incredible. It's a firm favourite here at Highlight Crafts. We all use it. We've done it with many different ideas and projects, but it's a wonderful one to have. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these embellishments and let's do something with our metallic, shall we? I want to show you how easy it is to craft with them. So I'm going to gesso it first. So let's grab some of our gesso. All right. And I'm going to grab my paint palette mat, which I have put just down here. There we go. I've got like islands all over me at the moment of stuff of where I place things. The only problem is I just don't remember where I put them. That's the interesting part. I'm going to grab some gesso. Let's have a little look. I'm going to grab one of my Cadence Black gessos. This is fabulous stuff. And to make it a little bit easier, underneath the moulding, I'm going to put a little bit of our blue roll. I'm just going to do a nice, there we go. Oh, did you hear my knees? Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on there. Right, so I'm going to put it on some blue roll just to make it a bit cleaner as we're doing it, and you can see all the detail. So let's go in with this gesso all over this silicone mould, and it covers it instantly. But you can see how the mouldings themselves are so easy to paint. Okay, so all the way around into all of the detail. I don't think I'm missing any bits there, just getting into all the nooks and crannies. And this is just giving us a really nice base layer. Now you don't always have to paint onto a black surface. You could have gone straight onto these as they were. But I love the effect that you get when you paint metallics over a really fabulous pitch black tone. It looks wonderful. So let's just go into this. There we go. And get all of that out. And then I'm going to set this just... Actually, I'm going to set it to one side because I might need it in my project. And I'm going to give it a quick blast with my heat gun. Remember as well, do please keep your comments coming in. I'll read them out as we go through the show. In fact, I'll even have a quick glance now whilst this is drying off because I'm just going to run my heat gun over that. Let's have a little look. Hi Wendy Corbett. I was just talking about a fabulous craft event. That sounds great. It's so wonderful to have you all joining us as well. Let me know what your favourite Cadence product is. I would love to hear from you what your favourite thing is that you love to use inside here. I love as well to see you all in your own community talking amongst one another. A massive hello to all of you here today. Karen says, I sort of decide what crafts I'm going to concentrate on and then highlight crafts fetch something new out. Sorry. Yes, we're all in the same boat, I'm afraid. But it's so exciting to have brand new products here with us all the time. It is wonderful. So please keep those comments coming through. And yeah, let us know what your favourite Cadence product is. Now this gesso is pretty much almost dry. All I'm going to do before I actually put my brush in water is just the tips of it here. I'm just going to put a little bit of gesso on the edges just to really bring out the colour. So let's have a look. A little bit of black. And just on these edges here, there we go. Wonderful, just round here. And then after this show, today, it's 1 o'clock, we have John Lockwood coming up with his final hour of the day, which is really exciting. He had a really busy show earlier this morning, I imagine with some sellouts here and there, so do make sure to join him for his last hour of the day here at Live Shopping because I know it's going to be incredible. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to do the show with him this morning, but the lovely Diane was with him and it was incredible to watch. I did have it on whilst I was at my desk prepping. So, now we've got our embellishment painted all beautifully. I'm going to give it one last blast. Oh, one last blast. There we go. There we are with our heat gun. And there we go. Let's go in with our metallic, shall we? Let's do it. So, we've got these wonderful tones again. We've got that wonderful salmon colour, which I think would look really nice, but also, because they're roses, we have to use our pink, don't we? So I'm going to put some of this just on my mat, just there, okay, and I'm going to get a flat brush and start actually blending it in to the surface. I'm going to have a play with a few brushes actually to see what I prefer. I'm going to start with this one, but it's very springy, this one. So let's see how this looks. I'm going to go in with that pink, and I'm just going to start buffing it all the way around. And this will be our base layer, okay, so it's our first layer in the project. Now look at this already, how as I'm going in with the brush, I'm flicking the brush back and forth. Oh, bless you, Becky. And you can see how it's added a metallic shimmer. Now this is our first coat, I've used it very thinly. So I'm going to do this all over the project, and then our second coat will allow the pigment in here to be more prominent, whereas the mica at the moment is the one that's really showcasing the overall look and feel. So we're going in all around here. Look at that, it looks like a piece of sprayed metal. It's incredible. They are so metallic, they are so strong and intense. There we go, so circulating all the way around here. Bring that up, and again, remember how I mentioned that you don't get those brush strokes with these either. You get that wonderful flawless finish every single time. It's because they're so creamy and smooth. So brushing into all of this, buff up any areas, and it literally is like a piece of polished metal. Look at that, honestly, it is incredible. So now let's give this a quick blast with our heat gun and add our second layer, and we'll start to really build this up, okay? So let's put this through here. There you go, Becky, I'll warm you up a little bit. Bit chilly in here all of a sudden. There we go. So let's warm this through, just heating that up. And then what I'm gonna do is go in with a second coat of our pink, just to build that up again. So you can see as we're going with the second coat, we start to layer up. So I'm going to keep this open, but I'm going to go really quick because what I'm going to do is grab my sponge. Okay, so I'm going to use my sponge after this, then start to add in our pink highlights. So that base layer is open. We're going to go into that pink tone, swirl it round, and then start to actually go over with our sponge. Look at this. We're now getting all of that beautiful pink coming to the surface. This is the process of working with these paints. It's really fascinating and really interesting to just see them come to life. There we go, working. Oh, I've got a bit of paper in there. Take that away. And look at that. We're just almost, it's like we're using a spray gun with our sponge. And keep going round almost until you can feel your sponge almost going tacky. Because what that's actually doing is drying as you're working in with this paint. And then again, let's grab our heat gun. So I'm building this up in a few layers. If you want to be one of the last lucky people to get hold of this fabulous brand new paint, you have to type into the comments right now, shop highlight, for the 6 brand new colours of metallics from Cadence. It is your wonderful highlight selection for £29.95. Just going around here, giving these a quick dry. Okay, there we go. And we're going to go in with another layer now, and we're going to go in with our salmon. Let's have a play with this one, shall we? So pop some of that out. I'm going to get another one of our sponges. So let's just grab a bit of sponge just here. Okay, picking that up. Wonderful. I'm going to go on to the highlights of the roses, just those roses there, and it'll bring out this wonderful apricot tone that blends with the pink. So look at that there. You can see it all coming out. Look how polished and metallic this is. It is unreal. There we go. So all around here, we started with that pink, which acts as the carrier, the base layer, and now our colours layering up together. It is the art. It creates that depth for you. Look at that. Absolutely wonderful. Now, of course, we could go in with our pearl to make our highlight, but let's go in with a little bit of gold round on the leaves, shall we? Let's have a bit of a play with that. So before I go in with the gold, another quick blast. There we go, just where the leaves are to get that a bit tacky. There we go. And let's go in with some gold. And I just love experimenting with these paints. Whenever I get a new paint, I love to really see what it does and see how it reacts, see how it works with everything that I've already got. And also what you can actually do with it to make it so different. So this is now warming up the project because we had a bit of a cool tone running through there. So this is now warming it all up. There we go. So we're going in with that gold, picking out all the detail prominently in the leaves, but just on the edges of the petals. There we go. And again, I'm using such small amounts for this. All the way around, all the sides. And remember, we started off with just that embellishment. And I'll show you what we started with if you've just joined us, so you can see the journey and the transition. So that now wants a highlight on it because we've put all these colours together. Okay, so we're going to go in with our pearl after this. And we might even add a touch of silver to the highlights. Let's go in and use them all, why not? So let's go in with our pearl now. A tiny bit of pearl. And we're going to pop that on its own, just here. See, I've started a new paint palette. What's going on? I've got a palette right there, and I'm doing it all on here. This is what I do. And then we're going to get that pearl onto the centres of these roses. So the light casts perfectly from the middle of those. There we go. And then low right up to the edges of these leaves, just there. And add a bit of pearl as we're going round. We're building up all of these layers again. Okay. A bit of a blast. So we've got our gold flowing into the pink, into the pearl, just like this. There we are. So let's have a look at this, show you the light casting from here. It is beautiful. Look at that. It literally looks like it's been sprayed or airbrushed on, and we've used a sponge and a paintbrush to achieve this look. You can see how we've used it with our pinks, our golds, we've got our pearls in there as well, and you can do that with all of these 6 shades. Just going to take you to a project I did earlier. This one here I utilised a lot of those colours again in different blends, but this chap here, painted him last night, and again started to mix in with those apricot colours. Looks completely different in different lights as well, which completely changes it. You can see how the gold then became more prominent in the hair. I'm going to give this a complete second coat as well, because this was my first layer that I went down with. And I was just circulating around and blending with the sponge, and it honestly just comes to life. Well, I don't know, he's going to come to life. That'd be a bit scary. But of course, what it does for you is it creates these wonderful tones. I mean, look at this. It is just glorious. And this here is on those embellishments. Think about doing all of those on furniture. They would just look fabulous. With that frame that we started with, it's nice. And oh, before we go to our frame, let's have a look at our quick mosaic tray. We want to polish it up before we do anything else. Let's go grab this, okay, and start to have a look inside here. I'm just going to wipe that little bit of paint off of there and set these brushes into some water. And then let's, oh dear, look at this. Making a right palaver. Look how much stuff I've got going on here. This is because I'm on my own. Someone else would be saying, right, David, I'll let you clear up while I just do this bit. And I'm stood here going, the lot is out. Right, okay, so I'm going to go in with this wet wipe now. And look at this. It now takes off the surface. It's bringing all of that colour of those tiles. So we're going to go right up to the edge. Honestly, it's so pretty. Look at that. Oh my word. I'm so happy with this. So right up to the sides, look at this. Still taking off from the surface of the glass. There we go. This is a project you just have to do. If there's something you wanted to do this weekend that you've not tried before, glass mosaics, it's the way forward, I'm telling you. So let's go up to this edge, take some away from that corner. And it just makes sure that that film, that last layer of course, the resin casts. There we are. Oh, and Wendy asks a question as well. Do the paints buff up once dry? So with the paints, as you're using them, as I was using the brush and burnishing it, that is the buffing process. So once the paints are set, of course, they are then permanently locked in. Whilst you're using them, could do that continuous motion, and that's what creates that buffed up look, which you can see is the polished effect with all of the statues and things behind me. I hope that answers that for you. So there we have our fabulous mosaic tray, all polished up with, of course, all of those mosaic tiles in there. And then I'm not going to do all of it because I do want to let it fully dry. I'm just going to grab my aquastone varnish to show you what this looks like. So I'm going to go in with some of it just in this edge, just here. Okay, and you can see you get a slight haze with it before, of course, it's set. But spread it thinly and evenly across the entire of the project, and it brings all of the glass to life. Look at that, all of the colours are just gleaming on the surface. So let that all pool in to all of those nooks and crannies, like this. There we go. Look at that, and then you get all of that wonderful colour. It's almost like a swimming pool. You see at the bottom of the swimming pool, it's like that. It is amazing. So that there is your resin cast with your mosaics all coming together. Now let's have a look at that frame that we started with, shall we? I'm just going to set this in my water. Now, with those metallics and that frame we were having a look at, I was obsessed with this. It was coming together. Look at that, okay? I'm going to go into our wonderful pink and salmon tones. Let's use the pink again, as we just did with our roses. We're going to go in here. So if you did get hold of those paints over the weekend, this is a great show to be part of, because in here we're sharing techniques that you can, of course, do with those original colour tones. I'm just going to dry my brush off, just take some moisture out of that. There we are. And let's go into that wonderful pink that we just started with and start to burnish this on the bottom side of the frame now, because we did the top earlier. Okay, so I'm going into all of the detail again with my brush, and we'll build up our layers. I can't wait to see everyone's projects with these. And as well, we do have more from Cadence on the way. Of course, we are spreading it out throughout the year. We've got launches here and there and everywhere, and they're going to be showing up on our social pages of when we do have brand new ones. I know a lot of you did not expect these paints to be launching today. I also am in that same boat. I did not expect these to be launching today at all. We had these scheduled for about 2 weeks' time, and we brought them forward to today because, of course, a lot of you joined over the weekend, and unfortunately, those original sets sold out straight away. So we wanted to bring you this set. So, of course, it gave those of you who did miss out an opportunity to still get involved with the new selections of paint. So I hope that has worked out well for everybody at home today. Now I've gone in with that pink and I'm just going to blend it up a little bit into the top section. Okay, so we can get the colours to marry up with one another. And I love that all of these are a real sort of neutralised, paler aspect. Of course, you've got your brights, you've got the darks already. This one here is the ones that really allow you to get really gentle with the tones, but again, mix them even better. So let's just go into some of these areas at the bottom, just to mix those in. Because of course I'm looking at it from this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my heat gun, give it a quick blast. There we go. Just in here, and then we're going to go in with that salmon colour, okay? So just want to make sure this has gone pretty much tacky. I'm just going to get some more salmon out, Just going to get some more of the salmon paint out. There we go. And let's go in with our brush. So pick up some more of that, and then look how that is now sitting on the surface of that colour. It is beautiful. So in with the brush, going all the way around over here. I'm just laying the colour on because I'm going to go in with a sponge in a few moments to pick up any extra detail. And I love that this selection, this variety of colours gels together so well. It's almost like your brights, your mineral tones, your earth tones in there. You've got your gold, your silvers, almost like your bronze like salmon as well. It's almost going into a copper actually. They are wonderful. So put some of that around here as it starts to blend up. And then let's go in with that larger sponge. So I'm going to take some of that salmon tone and pick it up with that sponge and start to blend that in. Look at this. It just looks fabulous. Okay, all the way around here, in with that sponge, picking up all of the detail. It is magnificent. Pick it up and carry it through, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of the pink now as well, put that on my sponge, and then go back over with the pink. So that apricot salmon colour is now mixing with the pink tone to give us this fabulous, flawless finish. And as we just blend it, going up the inside edges of the frame, it allows us to actually have a link between all of the tones together. Okay, just round here like that. You can see how I'm now just adding accents to it all over the frame, which allows the whole thing to become one, which makes our project look really well thought out, really well planned, and really well colour coordinated. So with that in mind, of course, we had the gold, and with that gold, I'm going to put a bit of that just there, because then we can tie the gold from the top in with the elements down at the bottom down here. So let's put a bit of that gold on my sponge and start to introduce this, because look at that heat. It just warms it up straight away. A little bit of gold, bring that onto this section, blend it through. There we go. And right down to the base of the project. So you get that continuity, you get that full rounded project where the eye is pleased by what it sees, because it sees the coordination. It sees, of course, the purposeful areas that's been well thought out. I'm even going to go in with a little bit of the blue. Okay, tiny bit of the blue as well on there. Mix this in just to pick that up, and this will act like our highlight for us. All the way around on here. And just keep on blending. Keep on blending with the paint. Enjoy the process. And when your frames and projects come together like this, they're just an absolute joy to create. They're so fun to work with. As I move this, it'll catch the light in different ways. Keep layering up with the different mediums and finishes. I've loved this show so much. It's been incredible. Might have been a bit chaotic from the outside, but it's wonderful to have your company as well. This one here that's pretty much dry. Loved making that. That just looks so pretty. Again, working with those fabulous paints, the brand new metallics that we've got for you today. You can be creating pieces like this in your home. You can, of course, be working and then blend the metallics into all of the detail between the resin as well. Imagine painting inside there with all those metallics on top of the black surface. It would look fabulous. Again, just to recap for you, those set of 6 paints, brand new here for you today. Your wonderful powder pink, you've got that wonderful salmon tone with the brilliant gold, the aqua, which acts like a baby blue, that bright silver, which also has the glitter inside there as well, and your pearl, all together for you today. It's shop highlight. You're getting all 6 colours for just £29.95. Of course, essentially you're getting 1 bottle free because you're saving £5.99. but please do check out your baskets because, of course, when you do check them out, whilst logged into your Highlight Crafts account, you will get an additional 10% off, which is amazing, okay? Be part of that club which entitles you to these fabulous discounts and incredible offers. Huge thank you to the team today. Thank you, Becky, and thank you, Lauren, as well, and the team on comments. It has been wonderful to have everyone involved together. These shows are brilliant. I'm really looking forward to next Monday already. But don't go anywhere there because we do have John through the wall as well. He's on here for his second hour. So John Next Door is John Next Door. And Stephanie is on this evening as well at 6 o'clock with something fabulous for you. So stay tuned for all of that. We have got more shows as well coming up throughout the week. There might even be something new with Cadence. Who knows? The weeks are changing constantly. But please check out your baskets. You've got till 8 p.m. and we'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.